in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good night, everyone, and get ready because it's time for the late chip at the video store.
Are you frozen?
See that small little there? I can see me. Can you see me?
Yes, now I can see you.
Okay. Totally just blew my intro, but whatever. Anyone that uses StreamYards, that small little Wi-Fi signal in the corner, like it just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
It messes me up every time. But I was gonna say it's Saturday morning or Friday night. We're hearing that awesome theme song. It's time for Late Shift at the Video Store. It's always good to be here. Good morning, good evening, good to you all. Mike, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing, besides momentarily being frozen, the cold never bothered me anyway. I'm here. I'm ready to talk Disney. It's going to be a great show. We already had some great comments in our Facebook. If you can't make the show, do what Garth did and shoot us under our post, because I loved what he talked about the original Mickey Mouse Club. The topic today is, what is your favorite Disney TV show? There it is. And Garth brought up the Mickey Mouse Club, the original one with Annette Funicello, and it linked us an awesome little YouTube clip with the roll call and everything. It was just great to see. So if you can't make the show, please, we still want to know your topic, like your answers to the topic. So Brian, thanks for coming. Mike, we're going to kick off with a guest straight away, I think.
Yes.
Bring him in.
We got Joseph.
Hi.
How are you doing, Joseph?
I'm just happy to be here. Just one quick question. Is that Beauty and the Beast on DVD or VHS at the beginning of the intro?
Oh, DVD. It's one of the Diamond collections, I think it was.
Okay. I still have mine on VHS. I don't have it here, but...
in a big clamshell case?
No, it's actually like a smaller... It's not that big. It's not.
Yeah. Kicking off with great questions, but my question to you, what's your favorite Disney TV show?
The one TV show from Disney that I was obsessed with as a kid was Lilo and Stitch, the series.
Brilliant.
Not just because I loved Lilo and Stitch, the movie, but because when as a kid I realized they were making a show about all the previous 625 experiments before Stitch. I was like... There's so many different powers that and destructive capabilities that each of them could have, and I for several years kept lists of different of all of the experiments, waiting excitedly for the next episode where they introduce another experiment. Of course, they didn't show them all because 625 different experiments over the course of a show with 2 seasons is like crazy. But still, the amount of episodes that they came up with and the different experiments that they were able to think of. One that I always one that I always remember just because it has my birthday, June 4th, 604, is Houdini, the experiment that can blink his eyes and make things disappear, like Harry Houdini being a magician thing. But my favorite episode was always the episode of Slushy, Experiment 523, because he had ice powers, and he has this duel with a fire experiment, Splody Head 619. That was just really cool seeing 2 experiments fight other than Stitch. That was awesome. That show was my favorite thing as a kid growing up from Disney.
Well, I've never seen it, but you answered the question I was going to ask, which was the coolest experiment? But the Houdini one sounds amazing. That sounds good. What was 28? Did they do 283 at all? Do you know?
Do they what?
Did they do number 283?
I Okay. I don't remember. I don't remember.
We might need to look it up afterwards because I want to see if it's something as cool as that because that sounded awesome. Mike, I know you have a bit of experience with this TV show.
Yeah, I used to watch this with my niece when she was younger all the time. This is all she wanted to watch. So I watched a bunch of different episodes. Do I remember any of them? They kind of all mixed together at this point. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it.
Have you watched it recently, Joseph? Like, is it on Disney Plus or have you been able to go back to it?
I know it's on Disney Plus. I haven't seen a full episode in a while.
Because I want to see like how it holds up and if it's still as amazing as it sounds because it sounds really good. Joseph, thank you for coming on and giving us your choice today. What an amazing way to start.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, can you check out Malcolm's comment, please? Because not having watched the show, but that is very much part of like this Disney Channel era is that we had all these crossovers with things, and it was always good. Like you see, like nowadays, like on a few, like if you see on meme pages and things like that, like they really did that Disney, and it's like the Proud Family crossing over with this. Like all those Disney Channel shows just seem to have those episodes with that. So that's definitely something I remember from that era. Mike, what's your answer for this topic?
My answer goes back to the 90s of Disney TV shows. It was So Weird, which ran for 3 seasons. Only 2 of them I actually really enjoyed because they kept with Fee for 2 of them, and then she ended up leaving it to further her acting career, and they brought in her friend to star on the show, which kind of killed it. But it was basically the kids' version of the X-Files, and that's what I absolutely loved about it. And it had a bunch of people who actually turned out to be in Brink, the other Disney original channel, and that's why I ended up loving it even more, is because 2 of those guys showed up in that. But yeah, I absolutely loved the show. It was always about her following her mom, who was a rock star, on the road, and she would get into a bunch of paranormal stuff. She'd have her own website where she would update stuff. It was really interesting.
Oh, that does sound interesting. I wonder if that's on Disney Plus because I missed that one. I didn't see Melissa coming through. Always. That sounds great. I love that. The closest to 28 is 285. Lax, who had an episode of the Recess going fast grade that makes people lazy and stop working. Oh, a character after my own heart. Sounds very apt. Love it. Mike, can you bring someone on, please?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. How you going, Dad?
Doing good. As soon as I heard Disney TV show, I knew I had to come on.
What's the answer? What's your favorite Disney TV show?
Surprisingly, one that I grew up in the 90s, but I love a lot in the 2000s. I had to go with Kim Possible. I think
Always good. Even every now and again, like we just hear like, "What's the sitch?" Like that is such a good phrase. I want that to come back. What's the sitch? Why do you love Kim Possible?
I love the acting. I love the character. I loved him and Juan as like a friend, and then couple. I saw they were cute together. I think a lot of adult humor in the show that you don't pick up on until you grew up later on. I think you had honestly 2 of the best Disney Channel original movie with the drama and then Next in Time.
Yeah.
And it also a show that had a really great finale to it. Like a lot of shows never get that great ending, and then I think Draken is a phenomenal villain. I love his redemption arc to the end of the show. I thought that was clever the way they did that with him and Shigo. Shigo is my favorite henchwoman in any cartoon show.
Absolutely.
I love all of the villain. I love all of the joke. I love her family. I love all the little guest stars they get. They get like random guest stars, and the running joke how they get to place when you watch it as an adult is so funny. Like she always saves someone to get right for them. Yeah, I love this.
I absolutely agree. This is one I revisited a few years ago and really enjoyed it. And I was going to say the exact same thing. I think the villains are really memorable, and I think the villains are what make the show. The villain of the week. Oh, it is fire. I'm your basic average girl. Like, it's amazing. That theme song goes up. And I agree. Shigo and Draken, that dynamic, really great. I love this pick. Mike, did you ever get into Kim Possible?
I never really got into it. I watched a few of them, and I liked them. I just never sat down to actually watch the majority of them, so never really got my full... I never really got full into it.
I will say, as an adult, you will appreciate it more than when you're as a kid.
I think so too. But as the kid, like I remember this was like a Saturday morning cartoon. And I think that is also a little bit of a good way to watch it. Like it gave you that villain of the week sort of vibes. Like when I binged a few, I'm like, okay, but like watching one a week as a kid, always great.
And
Chris,
it's surprisingly deep when you get into the latest season.
true.
Yeah.
True,
Like
they
the whole-
do like have some good storylines through it.
Like the graduation, Kim and Juan relation. Juan not sure what he wanted to do in the latest season. The villain actually gave him advice in the last episode. He was kind of clever touch.
Absolutely. Chris, thank you for coming on and giving us your answer today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, we've already had a few picks stolen, which is amazing to see. So I'm going to give my choice, and I'm really scared it might be one of Spencer's other choices, and I feel bad. I'm very much like Chris. Like I grew up in the 90s. That's definitely where a lot of my heart lies. I'm going to bring up a few, but the one that I want to bring up the most, the Disney Channel show that really captivated me is Gravity Falls.
Oh yeah.
It's described as The Simpsons meets Twin Peaks, and I couldn't think of anything more. The humor in this, the weirdness, the storyline that carries through, the mystery of it all, the characters. I love Kristen Schaal as Mabel. I love anything like her voice just really suits that character. The Uncle Grunkle Stan. They created this just great little world, this great little town. And the humor in it just carries through so much. So Gravity Falls is one that I just remember rewatching episode again and again. It's such a phenomenal show. If you've not checked it out, Mike, I think it would be so up your alley.
I've
it's
seen
great.
it.
Have
Yeah.
you've seen?
Yeah, I
Gravity
enjoy it.
Falls, amazing. Bring someone on.
You got Brian.
You got Brian. How you doing
Hello.
tonight, Dale?
Going good. Once I heard this topic, I had to be on Disney.
Absolutely. What's your choice for your favorite Disney TV show?
For me, I'll go bring up one that I never grew up watching and loving. I'll bring the Street Life of Zack and Cody.
Nice.
Yep.
What do you like about Sweet Life?
I love the humor, love the memorable characters, Arwen, Esteban, Mr. Mosby. You get also some of the great early guests are young Selena Gomez. You get the Cheetah Girls
Yeah.
sometimes, even the crossover with Hannah Montana and That's a Raven as well.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, I'm just laughing because Malcolm. I'm so sorry. Again, everyone's like bringing the great choices. Absolutely, Sweet Life. Great. Like those two guys held that show together so well, and then you get like the song and Ashley Tisdale. Like the whole cast was just really on point. It's a great live action kids TV series. Hijinks aplenty. I didn't get to watch. Is it At Sea they go to afterwards?
Yes.
Yes, but so I've only been able to see like the original. But again, what we were talking about with even like the Disney animation side, those crossovers is what makes it so great that you never know like who's going to pop up and the combining of worlds. And Disney Channel really did love like the Disney Channel stars. You know when they would do like the games and stuff.
I know those. Yes.
Like all the interactivity between the shows and the stars and promoting all that. It was just really smart marketing, actually. Mike, did you ever catch Sweet Life?
No, I was not at the right age for this. So it just kind of passed me by.
No, Brian, great choice. Thank you for coming on tonight.
No problem.
Thank you, Brian.
I was really hoping because we've talked like a lot of animated topics so far, but being a Disney TV show, there's so many great live action series. Definitely one that I grew up loving, Lizzie McGuire, like that was on every day 5:30 after school. Had
Yeah,
the
see that
posters,
I
had
ended up
everything.
watching the first couple of them, like the first couple seasons.
Recently or back in the day?
Oh, back in the day. Yeah,
I was gonna say, 'cause
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't
don't
watched
know
it in
recently.
years. Yeah.
No. Another theme song that I really like. Anything with like that family fun times is good. I loved That's So Raven as well. That would be the one that I probably watched the most when I didn't get the Disney Channel until I was about 13, 14. So it was a lot of catching up to do. But Mike, bring someone on.
We got Peter Jackson.
We got Malcolm. Quick, say Zack and Cody, and then if you've got a second choice, I would love that. But if you would like to spend the whole time about Zack and Cody, I'm happy for that as well.
No, I mean Brian always said like if sort of going to say, but like I had some backups in my mind anyway.
What do we got, Malcolm? What's your favorite?
Yeah, I mean one of the ones I really loved, sort of watching, Ben. That was I never really sat and watched these on my own. It was normally with my brother as an excuse to watch them, and I really enjoyed watching Wizards of Waverly Place, talking about the crossovers. And it's just one of those ones like all the like Selena Gomez, like the cast in this were sort of great. And like I actually watched something recently which had the Max and is like he looks so unrecognizable now when you try to look him up. It's like, he looks so different, but Wizard of Waverly Place was just a lot of fun. Just watching all the hijinks that Alex would get up to with her magic and that, and just it was just a lot of fun. And it was always something different each week that they had to solve.
Absolutely. This is one I've got to catch a few episodes on, but was probably like I wasn't able to gravitate towards as much. But the star power of Selena Gomez is pretty undeniable. Like anytime I see like even just the ads for it, it's like, wow, she looks really like great in what that's doing. So maybe one I might need to go back and check out one time, because I've been enjoying going back and picking up a few of these, like the That's So Ravens and Ravens Home and stuff like that. So I might need to add Wizards of Waverly Place, because they did the movie as well, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did about two or three movies.
Brilliant. Mike, did you manage to catch Wizards of Waverly Place?
I've never actually seen this before. I've heard of it, have never watched an episode though.
No, might be one we need to check out. Malcolm, do you want to speak briefly on Sweet Life? I feel bad that your choice got taken.
Oh, like it's fine. Like, I just really love like Sweet Life is one of the ones that like I would secretly watch on my own at times. And I will talk a little bit about On Deck, because I actually like the On Deck series more than the Hotel series. Just a lot of fun just seeing them sort of grow up, and it's one of those series I'd like to see them actually do a reunion, like the television movie or something, seeing them grown up and maybe with kids of their own or something.
Brilliant. Oh, Malcolm, thanks for coming on and giving us your choice today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Yeah. Mike, who else have we got that might be backstage that should maybe look up and be ready to come on screen? There we go.
I was doing some things. I'm sorry. But thank you for the heads up. How's it going?
Phil, how are you doing today?
I mean, I was back there a while. I just decided to watch the dumpster fire and endless entertainment pile that is Twitter right now.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Phil, thanks for coming on today. What's your favorite Disney TV show?
All right, so technically it's a Disney show.
Yes.
But it's one I do love talking about.
Yes.
It premiered on the Disney XD channel. Do we all remember when that was a thing?
Yes,
and
we do.
It is one of my personal favorite incarnations of this, and it's the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Good.
I adore this show. It's probably one of the better just Spider-Man shows just ever existed. It's a shame because it ran for like I think one season, maybe two. That was it. Because Disney didn't want to put it on anymore because Sony was starting to put out new movies, and that eternal pissing match happens because goddamn, this show was so good. Just the way they have, thank you. Cool. Yeah. The way they interweave all the different characters, and also they actually managed to make Eddie Brock A, interesting, and B, sympathetic. That's fantastic. I won't spoil it too much, but the big reveal with the Green Goblin storyline by the end is really kind of dark and really kind of messed up for a kid show, especially when you watch some of the stuff that happens. So, it is absolutely amazing, and it's a crime we didn't get more of it.
This is the one that had the Sinister Six storyline as the second season, right?
Yep.
Because I need to do my deep dive into more of the Marvel-based cartoons, because I know that they've like produced some ones. This is the one that always gets thrown around as one of the best, and like one of those shames that it got cancelled.
It is very much,
such a big love for it. I love this choice. Mike, did you ever manage to catch any of the Spectacular Spider-Man?
Yeah, I absolutely love this show. The show was so great, and I agree with Bill. I wish it would have lasted longer because we needed more.
Phenomenal voice cast. Trisha Helfer as the Black Cat, John DiMaggio as Sandman, Peter McNichol as Dr. Octopus is the most genius casting. Whoever decided that should get all the raises forever. So,
selling me, love it. Need to add it to my watch list.
I'm sure it's on something. Probably, I hope somebody stopped being a bag of dicks and just put it on there. Also,
we should
top notch theme song, top notch. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Bill, thank you for coming on and giving us your choice today.
there you go.
Thank you, Bill.
Speaking of theme songs, I want to see more love for the Disney afternoon. I know Brian just mentioned the reboot of DuckTales, but like my mum, you me right now. Going old school, I was gonna say the Disney afternoon had the most banging theme songs of anything. Here Comes Trouble You Call DW, Darkwing Duck. Gummy Bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. I think that still might be my absolute favorite of that. Ooh-ee-oh, Tailspin. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Sometimes some guys like all the Rescue Rangers. Those 5 shows for sure. I've gone back and seen a few of the episodes on Disney Plus and things, or YouTube and whatnot. The animation's a little rough,
Yeah.
but it gives me the nostalgia vibes that I sort of just don't care. Like I can push through. I think the characters are still there. I think the joy is still there. And I think a lot of the heart of what made those shows so great is there. But I have just started the DuckTales reboot as well. I'm very, very keen to see where it goes because I know a few of the characters that appear in it. So I definitely have a love for the Duck family. So I'm keen to see where it's going to go. Mike, bring in someone.
We got Spence.
We got
Shit.
Spence. Is this a good time?
I'm always just shocked when I come in here. I don't know why.
I don't know how to like just bridge the gap where I can be like, Tal, you're up next.
All right, so can I want to cheat.
Okay.
Because I want to. There's 2 shows I want to pick. One of them I didn't watch. So it's Technicality. That's all right.
Yeah.
So there's this content creator. I forgot their name, but they did a 4-hour retrospective on the Disney series Mighty Med, which is basically what if the comic book characters were real and written by some sentient comic book god, and they work in a hospital saving superheroes. And it's weird as shit, and the video is insane, but the show sounds great.
Oh,
But I had to
shit.
pick my actual. Sorry, go ahead.
I have not heard of this, so I need to look this up because this sounds amazing.
Oh, it's very recent, and then they sort of ended the show to collab with Lab Rats to be like
Oh.
superheroes plus mechs, and it's not a good combination, but it happens. But my actual pick, going back to great theme songs, and I think like just after you 2 finished watching, is the greatest 2-season show of all time, but not really. American Dragon, Jake Long.
Good choice. Well, what do you love about American Dragon?
Number one, I think it's one of those few shows that has a fully like fundamental art style change and works
Sure.
both ways, which is wild to me. But it's also, it has this skill that a lot of kids shows don't really balance, which is like a continuing like storyline. I know you picked Gravity Falls earlier, does that, and this is like an indicator of it because it's having to balance like, oh shit, my girlfriend wants to fucking murder me, and their entire family is this group of ninjas who I think can like time travel or some shit and want to destroy my bloodline. And it's just insane while also being like that Kim Possible, My Life as a Teenage Robot type vibe of balancing, superhero dumb and just being an annoying, shitty high schooler.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to like build lore in these shows that are designed to watch weekly and that kids might not be watching every episode. So it's definitely a bit risky to be putting those sorts of things in it because you're banking on the audience like coming back frequently and putting those pieces together. So I love this choice. Was this a Jetix?
It might have been. I know there was Disney XD at one point. I don't know if it started as Jetix. But it was definitely like, oh hey, you're like getting back to this. It's like this and Kick Buttowski is like this fun like Saturday afternoon double feature.
Action packed, absolutely. Mike, did you catch American Dragon, Jake Long?
I actually have never heard of this. So
Okay.
I will definitely be checking this out.
Look it up. I reckon you would, if you see the pictures, I reckon you would have seen it before.
Mike, a teenager, he's a fucking dragon. Like that's how you sell it.
Yeah.
Spence Love, thanks for coming on and giving us your choice today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spence.
Better. Amazing. We've got the link in the chat. If you haven't been on yet and want to, please do. If not, chuck us up some choices in the comments. We love the interaction. We'll have a chat about it.
Zach Ford, he wanted to come on, but he wanted to bring up Bluey.
a man after my own heart. I was going to say Australia's greatest export at the moment. This blows my mind that this has gone so global. I've seen a little bit of it. I see the books every day in the library. Like, my kindergartners love Bluey. There's so much like merchandise going on. So I was really
at Target,
surprised.
that's all it is in the toy section is Bluey.
I can't, like, we've got like family pajama sets and everything. And I was just really surprised. It has not, Harvey, if you would like to click the link and come on and chat about it. But if not, we can have a talk about it. But I don't think Mike and I are the professionals on Phineas and Ferb. No. So if someone knows a bit more that wants to come on and chat about it, that would be great. But Bluey, Zach, great choice. I'm sure it's on constantly. That and Bambi is probably what's going on in his house at all times. Playhouse Disney, absolutely. I just talked about Jetix before, but one thing that Disney I really liked is that they have the different facets. So they would have Playhouse Disney with I think it was PBJ and Otter, Roly Poly, Handy Manny. Like they really built up a good junior brand for it. And then you had Jetix that turned into XD for your more action-packed, say, shows. And then Toon Disney. Toon Disney is really where my heart lies. Like, I remember logging back onto Disney Channel websites 04, 05, you know, and playing all the games. If anyone played any of the games on Disney Channel, like, I am ready to talk about it. The House of Mouse game where you would like have to park cars as Max. House of Mouse, another show. I just, please put it on Disney Plus because that show blows my mind. I love seeing the whole Disney universe interact with one another. It just really butters my egg roll. So I would anyone that played the Kim Possible game where you had to make like nachos and stuff. Recess, like, great show, good movies as well. We did get a lot of really good straight to DVD movies from Disney Channel shows as well. Doug, if you count Doug, I know that there's a split in the fandom about when it moved from Nickelodeon.
The
House
famous
of Mouse
Jack
was so
Jackson
good.
got the movie later on.
Yeah. I like a few of these comments. House of Mouse was so good, and House of Mouse is the Avengers Endgame of Disney Channel. That is very good. Teacher's Pet, bit of a wonky art style for me. Was never the one to do it, but I know that they had a decent movie. The House of Mouse villains at like TV movie, so good. Lloyd in Space, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. You know, we're talking about that again with the Lightyear movie. The Kim Possible game where you had to make the nachos. You worked at the Buenos Nachos Ria. The So the Drama or Stitch in Time game was like a platformer. They had some really great early 2000s Flash games on Disney. Mike, sorry, and I haven't even brought up, like, we can talk about like the Marvel stuff that they've been putting out lately as well. I'm surprised none of that came up. But I think it's because when you say Disney TV, you do go to those really good Disney Channel game days. And I want to give, just before we head out, some shout outs for even earlier than that. I remember getting VHSs, like my earliest. Okay, I will ramble. I'm about to go on a rant. So, like, you got time, Hang on. Let me stretch. Earliest memories renting VHSs is these VHS compilations of the Disney Channel, but I'm talking like the late 80s ones. So I thought I was really crazy because I could not like put the pieces together to be able to Google it. Because when you Google or YouTube the Disney Channel, it's all the recent, like, you're watching the Disney Channel, some of that, you know, but I'm talking the old one with the Mickey Mouse ear logo with the lines underneath it. It's you're watching Disney. Thank you. And Nazara as well is the one when we talked about Mouse-a-Size. And I'm like, oh my God, like all my brain is blowing because I remember there would be these VHS compilations of Good Morning Mickey, Good Morning and Good Morning Mickey. That was my most favorite theme song. The Mickey Mouse Works when they would show like all the old cartoons, anything that brings back the old cartoons, I really love. Mouse-a-Size, House on Pooh Corner. Brian mentioned before Book of Pooh. I think Winnie the Pooh has some great TV adaptations. New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is what I grew up. Gotta get up, why am I singing so much today? I had coffee. I went shopping at home, bought like cold press. I'm like, this is going to be a good idea or a bad idea, and I'm not sure I'm landing on it. But do you remember? Mike, so please tell me you remember these old Disney Channel content. Because you are a longer Disney Channel habit than I am. Like, I'm not crazy. This was real things.
It was definitely a real thing. And that's the Disney Channel for the most part that I grew up watching.
Love it. Mike, He made it in time. My rambling is over. Okay. Is he?
You might have to ramble a little bit more.
I'm still rambling. Okay. Well, I remember there was 4 different VHSs of this one. There was a white one that was the Christmas one. There was a green one. They would have like the goofy cartoons with the Humphrey Bear, things like that. Okay. Chuck him on.
You see
Who have we got?
Harvey.
We got Harvey.
Hey, y'all.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. School is busy, but other than that, going great.
I feel that. What is your favorite Disney TV show? Oh, Melissa, thank you. What is your favorite Disney TV show?
Yeah, Spence. Muppets Least Wanted. No, I'm kidding. I think that the best TV show from Disney has to be Phineas and Ferb. I love Phineas and Ferb. It's just such a random assortment of like the first. If you ever watch Phineas and Ferb, you're gonna think it's the most random thing ever. If you keep watching it, you're gonna see it's one of the most cleverly written children's TV shows ever. Like it's phenomenal. Just the fact that the premise of each episode is basically the same thing every time, but the reoccurring gags are the same, but they change it up enough to where it's a different episode and you get something like interesting in everything. The villain is fantastic. The B plot, by the way, because every time you have like a show where it's like there's an A plot and the B plot's like, oh, you know, they just need to pad the runtime. The B plot's so much fun every time. I'd watch an entire episode of Perry the Platypus versus Dr. Doofenshmirtz if I could. I think that could be its own separate TV show. And the
Didn't
fact
they
that
do the spin-off?
They did. Well, I think they tried doing like a spin-off episode to see if it would work, and I just don't think that it ever caught on, because I think it was Dr. Doofenshmirtz joins Alka was the idea of it.
Yes.
And I think they were just like, well, you lose the mad scientist routine if he's the. But yeah, that's great too. Yeah, the fact that they hung out with the Avengers and also the Star Wars episode for it is so good. It's so fun.
Harvey, I think you really hit the nail on the head with like the premise is there, but it's just once you really start watching, you're like, oh no, this is really clever. And Brian mentioned as well, like the music's great. I walked into work yesterday and they were playing the bow chicka wow. That's what my baby said. Like it's so good. And like I just added like what you doing to like my daily speech now. Like it's so good. I do like Phineas and Ferb. I haven't done the deepest of deep dive. I've just like been a casual viewer, but I definitely appreciate the show. Mike, what's your relationship with Phineas and Ferb?
I've actually never watched it. I've actually gone on to try and watch it, but then something else came up and I just never went back to it. So I definitely got to get on that for sure.
Yeah, just
give it a
Ash
go.
versus the Evil Dead came on and you were like, nah.
Exactly.
Because the crossovers are really good. I've seen the Marvel one and remember really liking that. Oh, yeah, there we go. the crossover is great. Harvey, thank you for coming on. Oh, yep, go, shoot.
I was just gonna say, anyone who thinks they're a Phineas and Ferb fan, don't even try. I watched Across the Second Dimension in theaters. They only played it in Europe, and I happened to be there, and I watched it in theaters. So anyone who's like, I'm a big fan, I watched Across the Second Dimension in theaters.
I want that. You're on your resume, sir. That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Harvey, thanks for coming on.
Harvey.
Mike, this was such a blast of an episode.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone that came on. Thank you to the comment section for keeping it going. Like, it's so much fun to come on and just interact with you guys and have a chat and chill out on a Friday night or my Saturday morning. Mike, any kickoff for us? Anything we should be knowing?
Monday is one of our last Something Difference on Multiplex, so go check that out. We're doing something special there. And check out TeePublic. We got a new shirt.
Oh,
yeah. Multiplex, miscellaneous, team champions, blockbuster video.
You're just trying to ruin my Saturday morning.
Go buy that shit. $13.
No, buy your Hostess with the Mostess. I want that to be the best-selling shirt.
Yes,
buy your Doing Disney merch on that. Mike, take us out.
There should be a house party next week. Be doing it on Friday, same time.
Brilliant. We'll see everyone there next week. Thank you again, all. Catch you later.
Thank you, everybody.
And we're clear.